Please pause for the moment of silence. Please stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Is the United States on the verge of war with North Korea?
And a profitable, booming business run by our Northwest Ag students.
And we have the cast of Junie B. Jones from the Northwest Theater Department in studio today. Those stories and more coming up on today's show. I'm Morgan Owens.
And I'm Zach Finley. And your Friday edition of NHSTV Live begins right now. Our top story today is the launching of a long-range ballistic missile by North Korea that flew longer and further than previous missile tests by that country. North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un has emphasized that their missile capability has now reached the U.S. Since North Korea has nuclear capabilities, this is a big threat to the United States and the rest of the free world. Nikki Haley, the United States ambassador of the United Nations, addressed the UN Security Council at an emergency meeting Wednesday.
The dictator of North Korea made a choice yesterday that brings the world closer to war, not farther from it. We have never sought war with North Korea, and still today, we do not seek it. If war does come, it will be because of continued acts of aggression like we witnessed yesterday. And if war comes, make no mistake, the North Korean regime will be utterly destroyed.
And in other news, the Republican tax plan to reform the tax code has received the needed support from the Senate. No Democrats have voted for the bill as they claim it'll only help the wealthy. President Trump vows the bill will help middle-class families and will hurt the rich like himself and his friends.
Under the plan moving forward in the Senate, a typical family of four earning $75,000 as an example will see their taxes go down by as much as $2,000. That's a lot.
The final Senate vote will come today. In local news, our Northwest High School Theater Department has been hard at work preparing for their new production of a classic book series that they will bring to life on stage. Some of the cast members are in the studio with Morgan.
Thanks, Zach. I have Junie B. Jones the musical opened last night, and let me just say that it was absolutely fantastic. The cast members are here in studio to give us a little insight that we might not normally get to hear. So obviously you guys are all in your costumes. What is your role?
I play the role of Junie B. Jones.
Awesome.
I play as Herbert.
Okay, awesome. So how do you guys incorporate your personalities into the show?
Well, I feel like I'm a very friendly and bubbly person, and so I feel like that fits Junie B. just amazingly.
My character is very super active and also very weird, so he matches me perfectly.
So word on the street is that the musical travels. What does that mean?
That means that we travel to different elementary schools and perform for all of the little kids, and that also means that we have to keep it very upbeat and happy and not lose their focus.
Awesome. So the show opened last night, obviously. So what is the critiques that you guys got?
We got a lot of good critiques, actually. The moms loved it because of the kids were just so happy to see the show, and it was just perfect.
Awesome. So how long did it take to prepare and rehearse for the show?
It took a little bit because we had a few setbacks with conflicts and stuff like that. But afterwards, working on it, it turned out really amazing.
Awesome. So Texans, you heard it here first that the show is awesome and definitely one that you don't want to miss. Be sure to come out tonight or tomorrow at 7 and Sunday at 2. Tickets are $5 for everyone. Back to you, Zach.
Thank you, Morgan. I heard that show was amazing, but yet I still haven't got the chance to see it yet. So I'll definitely make that this priority this weekend. With our theater classes preparing for their shows, you might be wondering how our CTE classes are preparing us for the future. NHSTV reporter Wesley Bellish has a story on Texan Designs, Northwest's very own laser cutting shop.
You may have noticed metal signs like these decorating hallways or some of your teachers' rooms. They've become pretty popular on campus, and honestly, what's not to love? They're charming and rustic, and on top of that, locally produced. How local? Try just down the hall in the school's own fabrication shop. Here, students craft everything from fire pits to trailers, but custom-made signs are their specialty. So much so that the shop's begun to sell them to great success. It all started 3 years ago with a project that might have seemed trivial at the time.
We were commissioned by central office to make a couple of benches for some administrators. And then from there, it just kind of became word of mouth, and we've actually developed an order form so we can take orders and produce them.
But word of our students' craftsmanship must have spread quick, because soon it seemed everyone wanted a design of their own. And so, what started as a few pet projects has blossomed into a full-fledged business, creating new designs around the clock.
Hey, who's got a set of mixed pliers?
As for their profit, it all goes back to the agriculture program to fund student activities and materials for future projects. Their cutting-edge equipment allows them to compete with professionals.
This is a plasma cutter hooked up to a computer numeric control device, and what it does is it allows students to take a design, conceptualize it, and then it cuts out parts and designs that are used for projects.
And their bargain pricing definitely doesn't hurt.
On average, 70% cheaper than if you go to an outside source and try to buy it.
But the real key to the shop's success is the students, the creative force behind everything the shop makes. They may not receive paychecks, but they're rewarded by getting to hone their skills, both practical skills like welding and communication skills to give them a major head start in the workforce. If you want proof, look no further than shop alum Hayden Garner, who since graduating last year has started his own welding business, High Performance Steel.
I used what I learned in the shop class to actually make a business out of. Being in ag for 3 years, I was able to really learn how to use that and kind of master it, and I saw the potential for business and the money to be made.
Putting his experience to use and making a living. It would seem that quite a few things are built here in this shop, both custom designs and careers. This has been Wesley Bellish, NHSTV.
It is amazing to see how our high school programs prepare us to go straight into the workplace. Thanks, Wesley, for that story. From hot lasers to our current warm weather conditions, will winter ever begin? Brian is here to answer that question in our weather forecast.
It may be the first day in December, but it looks like we're going to have to wait for that cool winter weather. Temperatures are expected to stay in the mid to high 60s and 70s for most of the week, making it the record high of the month. Not quite the winter weather we wanted, but don't put those heavy jackets away just yet because we will have morning temps all the way down in the 40s. Fortunately, these high temperatures will bring us plenty of sunshine and clear skies all this weekend, so be sure to go out and enjoy those days because with the unpredictable Texas weather, these warm temps may not last. Now moving on to the current weather outside Northwest High School, we're starting at a cool and comfortable 61 degrees with abundant sunshine that will last all day. We'll be warming up to 69 degrees with a slight wind of only 7 miles per hour, then ending the day with temps in the high 40s and 50s. Winter lovers, stay optimistic because we could have a cold front in our future. I'll have more updates on that next week. That's all I have for you today. Back to you, Zach.
Northwest is having its second annual Poetry Out Loud competition Monday, December 11th during Invest in room 812B. This competition will send one performer to state in Austin this February, and if you win, it's an all-expenses-paid trip to Washington to compete at Nationals. If you are interested in competing, please stop by 812B and sign up with Ms. Tanner by December 6th. Also, check out the competition at poetryoutloud.org to select your poems to perform.
In case you've been falling behind in your sports news since football season ended, Kier's back and ready to catch you up. Kier?
What's up, Texan Nation? I am Kier O'Connell, and your NHSTV Sports Update starts right now. Our own Lady Wrestling squad had some matches this Wednesday. Our ladies would beat Irving 42-6 and just fall short against Haltom by a score of 30-21. The guys and girls have a tournament at Colleyville Heritage this Saturday, so show these hardworking athletes some love. Earlier this week, I sent out to speak with Coach Hatch about our upcoming basketball season. I'm here with our varsity basketball coach, Coach Hatch, to talk about this upcoming season. With us being ranked #1 in the state, what kind of pressure comes along with this, and what are we doing to prepare?
Well, we're going to prepare just like we would every single day, every single year. We're just pretty much always the same in preparation-wise. The pressure would be self-inflicted, in all honesty. I mean, it's something that I'm sure our guys are aware of, the #1 ranking for sure. It's been publicized, and it's, as much social media as we have, they know it. But I don't, we don't really talk about it, to be honest with you. The rankings to us are meaningless at this time of year. Really, it's more about us preparing for the next opponent and then eventually us preparing for our district. And once we get through district, if we get through it successfully, then we'll worry about what happens after that. So rankings are something for the public, I think. We don't necessarily pay as close attention to it probably as people that are supporting us do.
Awesome, thank you, and good luck on the season.
Okay, thank y'all.
I appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk to me, Coach. In other news, our very own running back Demarius Hosey was featured in the latest edition of Sports Illustrated. You can find him in the Faces in the Crowd section. This is quite an honor, and I can't wait to see you prosper even more next season. That is all the time I have today, Texan Nation. Back to you, Morgan.
Texans, be sure to catch at least one game before the season is over, because who doesn't love cheering on their team? For the first time this year, Rico Dominguez is here and excited to share everything that's going down in entertainment news. On the first ever Hollywood Minute, Rico?
The Grammy nominations were announced this past Tuesday, and this year's pool of talent is one of the most diverse classes yet. One of Texas's own stars, Khalid, is a 5-time nominee. Congratulations and thank you for representing us Texans at the 60th Annual Grammy Awards Show, airing January 28th. Also in Hollywood, the Avengers Infinity War trailer dropped Wednesday, and after 6 years of twiddling his thumbs and sitting on his throne in space, Thanos finally gets face-to-face with the Avengers. This incredible build-up for a 2-part epic is creating a huge amount of buzz. Check it out for yourself on Marvel's YouTube channel. The 2018 Super Bowl halftime show this February is planned to be headlined by your favorite ex-member of NSYNC, Justin Timberlake. This will be his 3rd time performing at the big game, his last time being in 2012 with Aerosmith. Super Bowl 52 will be held on February 4th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Speaking of rings, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced that the royal wedding will take place in May at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle, the very same place where Harry's own father was wed. Congratulations to the happy couple. That was your Hollywood Minute. I'm Rico Dominguez. See you next time.
Honestly, I cannot wait to see the Avengers Infinity War.
I really can't either. If you haven't seen the trailer, you definitely should go check it out.
Well, that's all for today's show. Tune in tomorrow on Monday, where we can learn more about the great history of Northwest High School basketball program.
Have a great weekend, Texans, and be safe out there. We want to see you back here on Monday. This has been NHSTV Live.